So I figured I'd do a little review on this Backyard Discovery Peninsula wooden play set, swing set thing. When I went to buy it, I looked online. I didn't see anybody had posted videos of it, building it, reviewing it, anything of the sort. Similar ones, but not this particular one. So that's the only reason I'm doing this, is just so that if someone else is interested in buying the same one, at least you'll be able to see firsthand what it's like and how putting it together was. First and foremost, you're going to get two giant boxes, probably 2 feet wide by about 8 feet long, a couple inches deep. They'll usually come on a big freight truck. Pretty heavy, pretty big, not usually going to fit in a regular sized car if you were to go pick it up, but know that when you go to open this thing up, you're going to have an enormous amount of stuff. I mean, the bolts alone and the screws, there are so many different ones. I mean, just your washers and lock washers and so on, lots of different types. Your bolts, keep this in mind, the one good thing is every bolt is 5/16. That's great. Every screw is a number 8 screw. That solves it. That takes care of things tremendously. When it comes to all the wood pieces, yeah, you're going to get overwhelmed, but the best thing to do would be to sort it out by the letter and the number. So put all of your H's together, all of your E's together, all of your K's together, and so on. That'll just make putting things together later a lot easier. Your manual has about 45 different instructions. My best suggestion is to go right in order and read everything carefully, because it might say it's going to call for 5/16 by 2 inch or 5/16 by 2 1/4. Of course, it might say a lag screw. Everything looks very similar, so just make sure you use the right bolt for the right job. Let's go take a look at the actual swing set. So as you can see, it's pretty big in size. I believe the measurements for how much room it takes up is 10 feet by 13 feet. Putting all this mulch down is quite a task in itself. So you just really want to make sure that you get enough mulch to cover the entire area and then a little bit more. I went with 2 different colors, that way I knew exactly where the swing set was going to actually go within the area, so it makes it kind of easier. The first thing you're going to put together is the actual swing set part. Pretty easy. Everything is relatively easy to put together as long as you have all the right tools. Next thing will be that rock wall on the back side of it. Again, pretty easy stuff to put together, but you just make sure that you follow all of the instructions exactly. It's not difficult. It's not on an Ikea manual. It's pretty extensive, but just follow it to the letter. The next thing, now I wanted to do it all by myself, but I'll tell you what, you can't. There's no way that you could possibly do it when it comes to the slide. You need a second person to hold that slide piece and mold it into the actual rails, because otherwise it's not going to happen. So you're going to need somebody to help hold that in place so that you can then screw it together. It's going to be impossible to do it by yourself. There's just no way around that. You're going to need somebody else to help hold that in place. Again, once you get to the tower and you get the tower ready, it's time to put that tower in place wherever you're actually going to have the whole play set. But once you have the tower in place, the good thing is everything else is downhill, because all the instructions might be here, add this panel, and then you go on to the next one. So once you get there, there's really not much more. This one has the little tower that goes off to the side. That's the only reason I really wanted that one. But you will need a ladder. You don't necessarily need another person to help at this point, but what might help is if you have a smaller person, put them inside this little tiny dungeon-like room in there, because if you're about 5'10" like I am, that is horribly cramped to be in there trying to screw these things together. So, but otherwise, it's pretty good quality. It's all cedar. It says it will not hold anything more than 150 pounds. I'm going to say more like 100 pounds. So, honestly, it's sturdy, but it's cedar. It's not oak. If you put too much weight on it, I imagine it would break. So I suppose you could probably reinforce this thing, but ultimately, it's cedar. It looks nice. It smells nice, but You know, it's not oak, it's not some really hard wood, so don't test the weight limit on it. I really wouldn't recommend that, but overall, pretty satisfied with how it came out. Again, the instructions are pretty easy to follow. As long as you have all the right tools, it'll tell you what tools you need, but overall, probably a 7 or 8 hour job. Time the truck got here, time we got it sorted, got started, had lunch and all that. I'd say probably a good 7 to 8 hours total for put together time. Well, that's it. So this is the Backyard Discovery Peninsula, and that's my review on it. Thanks.